Warning, this program may contain flashing images. Viewer discretion is advised.
Holy mackerel smokes, Batman. This is the DDL. My name is Stumpy.
My name is Colin. I thought you were going to chop my arm off with that thing, mate.
There you are, mate. This is the esports preview episode of the DDL, where we talk about every single freaking esport out there that's going to be coming up.
Even the bad ones.
Big old land of gaming.
Yeah.
We're not starting off with a bad one, however. We're going to be starting off with actually quite a good one. This is the LCS, the League of Legends. You getting your glasses on?
Yep.
Good. Can you see?
Yep.
Could you not read it without that?
No, I can. That's Cloud9 on top, right?
I always forget how bad my eyes are.
They're really bad.
Harsh.
You're really bad eyes, pal. That's all I'm saying.
So starting off with the LCS summer, let's have a quick look at the standings to begin with.
Yep, and as I mentioned, Cloud9 are on top. Wait a second, I was wrong. Team Liquid are on top. Cloud9, Counterlogic Gaming, Optic Gaming, and TSM are all second, which is mad.
Cute.
Clutch Gaming sixth with Golden Guard. It's just all so close. And then you got FlyQuest, who are being Braziled at the bottom. So really sucks to be them. Basically, the first two go straight to the semi-finals, and third to sixth, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, they'll go through to the quarterfinals, where they shall all meet each other and stuff will happen. Now, FlyQuest, 1 and 7, they're coming up first against Echo Fox, who are 2 and 6, so it could be an opportunity to get a little win for those guys.
Good chance, and at the top you have a battle of the Titans, Team Liquid versus Cloud9, the second game of the evening. Neither of them are actually confirmed to be in the top 2 just yet either, so I mean they could drop down.
It could happen. It truly could happen. The final fixture I'd like to point out from that first page, though, is Optic Gaming up against Golden Guardians. Every week, I feel like if Optic lose against the lower-level teams, they're just going to be dragged straight back down. Last week they survived, or 2 weeks ago they survived. Will they again this week?
Probably not. That's my guess. Okay, the second batch of fixtures are these bad boys here. The key games we're going to be looking at are Cloud9 once again. They are against Clutch Gaming. They could go 0-2, and they could have their confidence just bashed just that little bit going into the playoffs, but they're going to be hoping to take down that mid-table Clutch Gaming. Yeah,
meanwhile, Counterlogic Gaming, we don't really talk about those guys. They're not one of the sort of dazzling
idiot nerds.
They are nerds. But they've been going quietly about their business, 5 and 3.
Joint second.
And they've, if they can defeat TSM, they're suddenly seen as one of the big fish. So this is an org that could just make leaps and bounds this week, should things go their way. Remember as well, guys, there's no LEC this week. Now, I was asking our resident League of Legends expert why that is, and to be fair to him, he actually had a really good answer. It's because the European teams, they had Rift Rivals in NA, right? So they had to fly back. And my thing was like, they're only going to be a bit jet-lagged. Surely it's even. Everyone's like that. And he was like, no, Cool Cole, you dumb ginger idiot. Only 3 of them. The other ones aren't going to be. So
well,
it
here's Schalke. They're being like, still no LEC this week, so they did not take part over in America because they're idiots and bad. So they're chilling out somewhere sort of mid-table. So yeah, no LEC this week. So if they've had their League of Legends halved.
I reckon.
But now they're going to be 2 weeks behind.
I reckon that Optic Gaming fan... Do
that one.
That was a good catch though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's all right.
Caught it once and then caught it again.
Moving on to a completely different game over all of CSGO. This is ESL 1 Cologne, and it is the closest to Worlds we have had since I have been watching it personally. This is full of the biggest teams right now in the CSGO scene. So it's for $300,000. That is the coveted ESL trophy. It looks
like a
incredible.
Wedding cake.
It is good. 16 teams, 11 of those are invited and 5 have qualified, but we said about the big teams, here they are. We have Astralis, Na'Vi, Liquid, and of course, Fnatic.
Right, mate. So we also have Fnatic, who are trying desperately to make it back to be the #1 team in the world after Team Liquid overtook them. You're right, mate. I'd offer you some water, but we don't really have any.
Can I actually get some water?
You can have this bar if you want.
So
How about these biscuits?
A small pot of crumbs. Why do we only have dry things? Would you like this chalk?
How about this muffin?
Oh, it's fine. I'm getting water.
You're good.
Thank you, Carlos.
So ESL 1 Cologne, as something mentioned, is already ongoing. And fun fact, Na'Vi, They're not the best. The four of the 5 players aren't the best in the world, right? You can see that Na'Vi, they're in third.
The
main reason they are so high up is because of a bloke named Simple. He is just an absolute monster carry. But in Game 1, this is ongoing. In Game 1 of a best-of-3 against Team Liquid, Simple had an opportunity against a player called Nitro at 15-11 up to just shoot him a couple of times in the back. Literally, he was faced away.
It's because he was hidden behind a door.
Yeah.
And his gun.
So Simple sort of took out his knife, and I was like, I'm going to stab you instead of shooting you. He tried to stab him.
Misses.
And then, I think he got 1 hit, misses the next. Yeah. Nitro turns round and shoots him, and then Nitro gets a 3v1 clutch, or 2 more players v1 clutch. Liquid win the round. They come back to 15-all from 15-11 down and end up winning in double overtime. So Na'Vi lost the first map that they should have won had Simple just shot them, and then they ended up losing the series 2-1 overall. So if Simple hadn't done that,
they would have won it 2-0.
Madness. Absolute
silly.
madness. Now, something I've got a question for you, right?
Silly Simple.
So, the context I started with was that Simple carries his team. That's an objective fact. You were saying, ask any player.
Widely known as the best player in the world.
Do his teammates have any right to...
some water.
To just absolutely...
Thank you, Carl.
Oh, look at that's the most handsome arm we've ever had on this show. Look at that.
Oh, that's a good arm.
You want that one too?
Yeah, go on then.
I guess my question out there, I'll ask it while you're sipping. Basically, if a team is as carried as Na'Vi's team is by Simple, do they have any right to really tell him off, to really go to town and go, what on earth are you doing, you Ukrainian idiot?
Not personally, if it was me in that situation, not during the game. During the game, you're like, look, you messed up. Or he says, I messed up. Whatever happens, the coach even says it. So, look, that shouldn't have happened. Let's talk about it later. Let's just move on. Let's just get past that, try and win the game. I mean, they were still playing well as a team after that, which I was really impressed about. Casters were saying they're going to lose it now. Like, they're going to lose it 2-0. In the end, obviously, like you say, it ended up going to 2-1. I'm amazed by their ability to carry on playing at that level. Simple still did really well throughout the rest of the games as well. He had like twice as many kills as everybody else on his team. I think as a teammate, you need to just look past it in the moment, which might be hard to do. Untilt yourself and just move on.
I personally think that if a player does that, he must immediately know that he needs to be told off. No matter how good he is compared to me, no matter what his level, if someone messes about when there's hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line and he can just get the win, I think that team has every right to turn to him and just have an almighty go. You see it in sports all the time. If you see in football, if a goalkeeper has a shot against them, have you ever seen when they make the save in slow motion and they turn to the defenders and they're screaming at them,
they have a go,
proper go. That's part of sport and part of esports as well. So I hope that Simple got a bit of a verbal backlash from his teammates there.
You hope that happened mid-series as well?
I hope that he can take it. I think that to get to where he's got, he has to be able to take it. And if not, he should leave the team, straight up. It's a team game.
I think it's Simple should leave that team regardless because he's better and deserves a better team with him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I think he knows his best. It's like, you know what, I've been carrying it, let's try to go something cheeky. Honestly, at the end of the day, he can just turn around and just say, I'm the best player in the world. I'm literally better than the rest of you.
That's so bad for Team Morale.
Sure,
have a player
but you can't say that.
What I'm saying is that no one wins. The Na'Vi 4 don't win because they've got this guy that's going to be, throwing results, essentially. Simple doesn't win because he's not winning as much.
The first time ever. Bear in mind, it's not like this is a repeated thing. I think that's the thing. It happened. Ultimately, it's bad, obviously. But ultimately, it's happened once.
I think it's a showcase of character, though. I think at that point, he, in that moment at least, put his own showboating, I'm the best, I'm Simple, above all of his teammates.
I mean, I love that it happened.
Yeah,
I love that. Of course I do.
As a fan, I do. I'm talking as a Na'Vi player, right?
I'm struggling to get my head into that space because of how utterly competitive and... Well, I have no idea about their journeys to that point as well. I'm happy that it happened. I think Simple was a bit of an idiot for doing it.
Massive idiot.
But no... if it didn't happen, we wouldn't be talking about the series.
It was so entertaining to watch. The casters were talking about it for the rest of the series. Fantastic.
So, talking more about the competition itself, the playoffs, they're going to be happening this weekend. I don't know if we have the Group A and B brackets. Have we seen them? If not, can we look at them?
We can look at them on our end. I can name them if we haven't got it.
We don't have them. Okay, well, regardless, basically, it's just 2 big old groups. They go through from round 1, and then it's like a double elimination type thing, all the way through to the proceedings of playoffs. At the moment, Liquid are looking to go through. They're starting to play NRG, from what we're seeing. And then also on the Group B side, Astralis and Fnatic. I believe that game has happened now.
Oh.
I believe that has happened.
Oh my goodness. So it will have definitely happened by the time this airs, because it is Friday, of course.
Of course.
So we're talking about the past.
I know it's happening in 11 minutes.
It's happening 2 days ago in 11 minutes, basically.
It's Wednesday, the 3rd of July right now at 18 minutes past 2.
So 2 days ago.
We've just had lunch.
2 days ago, Astralis played Fnatic. If you do know the results of that series, let us know using hashtag #LeadDDL, and you're basically talking to the past. It's crazy how the internet works.
That's insane. Let's move over to PUBG. PUBG PL Phase 2. Yeah. So, we're in the final week. Yes! We're in the final week. Okay, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, big El Clasico. You've got it's the classic match. So it's the classic thing of the 4 rounds over the 3 days. Let's look at the standings that we have now got, because we have got 4 confirmed teams in there. So the 4 confirmed teams are Na'Vi, FaZe Clan, G2, and Team Liquid. And the only team to be confirmed to be 100%eroni out is Unity.
Yeah, so basically the top 5, they'll make it through to this next sort of big thing, which is the GLL Grand Slam, which is where all the other regions come in. This is, of course, EU only. As you said, Stumpy, we've got Na'Vi, FaZe, G2, and Liquid that have made it. Team Solo Mid, they are on 499 points in 5th. The team in 6th is on 474, so it's not too far away. Then you got Raise Your Edge, whoever they are, on 466 behind them.
Look at the difference between Liquid and TSM, though. 616 points. Down to 499.
So a massive, massive gap. 7th, Rye Gaming. God,
Rye!
Yeah, I love Rye.
Rye stands for Raise Your...
Oh, that's Rye! I didn't realise that.
Terrible esport.
It's not the best, is it? But we haven't watched it. It might be fantastic to watch.
There's a reason I've not watched it.
And you can also
I literally don't want to waste the bandwidth.
Stumpy Goblin, you can also watch somebody casting each individual team. So say you're an M19 fan, and I know you're out there somewhere, you can watch the M19 stream. It's probably twitch.tv/M19 or something.
It's probably actually...
Go on.
PUBG PL _stream 7.
M.1.
Probably not even that. They'll probably just have the separate ones as their own thing.
So there are many other esports out there as well as the PEL. Thank God for that.
What?
And we'll be talking about the rest
something else
after the break.
I've been watching PUBG.
We'll see you guys in a few minutes. I hope you do enjoy PUBG. It's a great esport. It's a great esport. It's a great esport.